Loads. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's like you've never... it's like you've never seen things on the internet before. Hey, guys. Oh, the camera's kind of working. We'll see. Sound! At least I hope. I can hear it. Hopefully you can, too. It might be too quiet. Don't know. I'm going to leave it the way it is, though, just in case. Okay. Welcome back to the rebuild. Kerbal is on our channel now. Oh my god, Kerbal is on the channel. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna hide this. Mod add-ons, everything is looking somewhat up to date anyway. There are a few things that are yellow, but you know, I think we've worked through most of the problems here. I think most of the problems have been sorted out. Okay, let's boot up Prior Interstellar Incorporated 122. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of progress done in terms... I'm going to try and move my camera. I feel like my camera is... I can't tell. It's really difficult to tell where this thing should go, and I'm actually not sure why it works right now. It usually doesn't work, so I'm actually should probably just stop touching it and just let what be, be. I think that. Let's see. So, how's the sound? Everything good. I can read your comments. I think there's probably a 30-second or so delay on the stream today, so probably a little bit, you know, keep in mind that, you know, you can't just talk to me right away or anything, but I hope that today's going to be very productive. I do want to give you guys sort of a quick preview and sort of a look at what's done still right now. Don't expect to see a whole lot done. Just want to throw that out there. I don't want like a whole ton of expectations to be crushed. I want your expectations to be tiny. Okay, that's what I want your expectations to be. But let's just take a look at the tracking station really quick. The P.I.S.S. stands for Prior Interstellar Space Station. Prior Interstellar Incorporated, PII. That is the industry, the company name, if you will, for the space program in our Conquering Kerbal Space Program series. So P.I.S.S. is the Prior Interstellar Space Station. You could think of this as... Well, you can think of it how you want. I like the acronym, so I used it. Anyway, so here is, of course, Kerbin, and we've got our satellite network up and running, our nice little triangle formation as well. I've got a couple of satellites also orbiting. A lot of these little lines here are contracts that are on there that I'm probably not going to do anything with because... Well, I don't know. If the contracts are there, I might do them, but my task, of course, is restoring the campaign back to roughly where it was before, and there's going to be there's still a lot to do in terms of that. For one thing, the map seed for the different planets in terms of the biomes and in terms of not so much biomes, okay, but in terms of resources that you can mine and find. All of those are sort of randomly generated for you every time you start a save file, so we're not going to have that same perfect spot that has everything we want in it in that very small space that I found on Mimbus before. That's not going to be there. Or if it is there, it's probably not going to be in the same spot. So I do have to find things all over again. But I've got the satellite network up and running on, on the moon. And I've also got a scanning satellite right here that's scanning the surface of the moon. So we'll have resources of where the moon is. I've also done the same thing for Minmus. The game is performing so fantastic. I mean, we're streaming today in 30 frames per second, so just like because I want stability for you guys, so it's 30 frames on the stream. But like, it is performing fantastic. I absolutely just like when I put up a craft just because I wanted to test it out with this mod set and everything, and I put a few modded parts on it, and I had a craft that had about 800 parts on it, and I just edited that into space, and it's just like mouth-watering, 60 frames per second with 800 parts. Just 122, man. Awesome. Anyway, so that's what we're working on so far. That's what I've got progress-wise. I don't want to terminate anything. Let's go out. Welcome to the stream, guys. Good to have you with me. We're going to be here for probably until about 6 o'clock-ish, hopefully. I expected the stream would take about an hour and a half, but I put an extra half hour on it because I never go out there. I never go on time is what I meant to say. Okay, so I can't edit out my mistakes when I talk now. It's a live stream. Scientific research-wise, I've just gone ahead and cheated myself a bunch of science and gave myself the same tech that we had before. I'm not even entirely sure if I got all of them. I actually think I had researched large probes. I might not have, so I didn't put it on there. But the ones that I knew I had researched, like long-term science tech, experimental science, I might have had experimental rocketry. The Griffins? Did I have Griffins before? I don't remember, but if I didn't, I'm gonna have to make the science or get the science for it again, and that's fine. I don't mind that. Nuclear power, I don't think I had this. I might have. I'll have to go back and check. There's a lot of things I have to go back and check because basically the only reference I have to go off of what I had at episode 84 is episode 84. Because my save files and stuff are from so far back long ago, I have to kind of go off memory as to what I had set up in the crafts. In fact, I didn't even have. I had to download it off the internet because I had it saved and shared with you guys at some point. I think it was in my Dropbox. But anyway, I don't even have the Bartman plane. It didn't exist in my save file. I didn't have the craft. I had to go and track it down and find it and bring the craft back just to have it. And then the scimitar. You can go to the spaceplane hangar. The scimitar wouldn't even load. That it just wouldn't load because it didn't have. There was one part from OKS, like a cap part, an adapter part from OKS, from the USI mod, the old version of the USI mod. Those parts are no longer relevant in here. Those parts are no longer existing. So a lot of my crafts actually wouldn't load before. So you look at my part list, right? Duna base, the P.I.S.S. Scimitar 1, right? The original Scimitar, the thing that took up the big load. It won't load because there's an OKS part on there. So I had to go in to the actual .craft file and I did a search in my editor, my text editor for just anything with OKS in the name and just basically deleted out all the references to OKS anything. And then I managed, once that was done, I managed to get it to load. And then I had to go in and there was a few parts. Look how fast that craft loaded. Isn't that awesome? There was a few parts that basically the parts that were from OKS were the Cyclotrons. I had 2 Cyclotrons in here, right? From, I think it was episode 64 or something. I think that's right. For when I took the big load up, we had a couple of adapters that were connecting the 2 Cyclotrons together. That was the OKS part, and that's why the craft wouldn't load. It's like these really irrelevant things that I used at the time because they were great parts at the time that are causing my crafts just to not load anymore. So little things like that I've had to deal with. But we worked through them, and the Bartman is back now. I brought the part back. That didn't have anything from OKS on it, so PII Bartman Desk 2. That didn't have anything from OKS on it at all, so the Bartman just loaded. It's just like, yeah, whatever, I'm still here, I still work. So there it is. It works. That's pretty cool. A couple of things that have changed. From 122. There's a lot of things that have changed from 122 from 113. And there's a lot of mods that I don't have installed anymore because some of their functionality has become stock. There's mods I don't have anymore because they're not fully compatible and I don't want to risk instability. Like, I'm really disappointed in this, but Infernal Robotics. Like, there's a beta version that works for this version of KSP, but it says it's highly testing, testing version of it. It says it's not ready, right? The developer says it's not ready. It's on their GitHub. I could have installed it, but I haven't yet. I'm hoping that construction kind of replaces some of it. It has some servo type stuff in construction, although I haven't played around with any of the parts and stuff. So, Astronaut Complex. I've got 26 Kerbals. I believe that's what I had as of episode 86 recording, which, there's no point in posting it now. But I had 86 Kerbals at the time, I had 26 Kerbals at the time. So here are 26 Kerbals. Thing about these Kerbals, though, is that they're not pilots, engineers, and scientists. Some of them are, but there's a lot of different classes for this now. So the new classes that are in KSP for this playthrough anyway, the new classes, well, I'll just list all of them. I guess that's easier. So there's pilot, scientist, and engineer. You guys are familiar with that. But there are now also biologists, farmers, geologists, colonists, mechanics, medics, miners, quartermasters, scouts, technicians, right? And of course, tourists. So, like, there's a whole bunch of these things. And these scientists do different things. They don't do all the same things. So, for example, a medic, right? A medic is a medical specialist, can help keep your Kerbals healthy and happy, as well as perform science and colonization research. So this Kerbal can has experience in keeping Kerbals happy and healthy. I'm assuming that has something to do with stress levels, if they're too far from home or things like that. A colonist, he can increase science, and he can increase reputation by bringing him. Those are the two things he can do. Mechanics are able to work in workshops, and they're able to increase funds from missions, right? But that's it. They just work in the workshops. So a mechanic doesn't... they can repair broken equipment as well as perform geology research. Then there's a geologist. So like there's still the three main jobs are there: pilot, engineer, and scientist. They're still there, but they've sort of been divided up and segmented. And I was told that the people who are like scouts, the people who are like colonists and biologists, that they don't cost the same as a scientist. I was kind of told online by talking to people that, like, if the Kerbals that only do a portion of the science of what a scientist can do, so like, say, for instance, a biologist or a farmer, we'll go with farmer, right? A farmer can manage agriculture, right? But they're not really going to do anything with, like, geology. They won't do things like medics, right? But I was told that those specialized people don't cost as much as the full-blown scientists, because if you take a look at, like, say, the scout, for example, like, what in the world does a scout do? What is this function of a scout? It says ability to function even when far from home in adverse conditions. Scouts are the most inquisitive of Kerbal explorers, and what they lack in technical skill, they more than make up for in their disregard for safety and tolerance for extreme adverse conditions. Does this mean that the scout can go someplace that would normally be too hot for another Kerbal? Does this mean that if I have like a crew on board and there's like not enough food supply and everyone dies because of starvation, does the scout stay alive longer? Like, how does that... I don't know what the point of a scout is. It doesn't seem to do anything. It doesn't seem to do... It can't fly, right? I don't know. I've only read the descriptions in-game. I haven't actually went to the wiki yet, but this is just kind of like... It's bizarre. I'm not entirely sure how this works. So these are things that I'm trying to just learn and play with, right? I'm just going to play with them up, so... Just thought I'd give you guys a preview. Thought I'd give you guys, you know... a look at some of the different things that are happening there. Okay, so station building time. Vehicle assembly. Should I do it in the vehicle assembly building or the space plane hangar? I can't decide. A quartermaster was also another one in there that I thought was interesting, because they apparently are like the leader of the base. So if you do like a ground base, it would be, you know, I don't know, whatever. What do we got going on in the comments here? I got people saying stop. What is that? Well, we got mods in there, so... Alright, mods are here, so I'll just let it go. Okay, so... space plane hangar? Maybe we do it in the space plane hangar, because I think that will give me more space lengthwise. I think I need more room lengthwise than... I think I do. More room lengthwise than I do widthwise. I think I do. I don't know. We'll find out. Either way, we're going to edit it into space, so I'm not going to launch it from the launch pad or anything like that. So, it says a scout doesn't get homesick. I never actually experienced any negative consequences from, like, Kerbals getting homesick. I haven't seen that, like, myself in the game yet. So, is that something that kind of goes with another mod? Like, Kerbalism or whatever that other... What's that other life support mod that really makes things complicated that I'm not gonna touch? Not yet anyway, at least not in this playthrough. Okay, I can't open anything, so we can just start from scratch, I guess. So for the station, I have a mental note of what everything was. I also have videos to reference, but I think I got a pretty good grasp of my station. I spent a lot of time building it before. I spent a lot of time I spent a lot of time with the station before, and I had a lot of very, very specific things that I wanted in the station in very specific places and reasons why I chose it and all that stuff. And now that the parts are changed, a few of those things have to change. Like a few of the things I'm thinking of have to change, I think, but we'll see. Total spent on the station. Where's my notes? Total spent on the station before is 3.6 million. That's what I've spent on the station so far. And that includes the rockets and boosters and things to get it to space. So I would assume that the cost of the station itself is probably somewhere around 2 million, 1.9 million, 2 million. So I'm going to go based on designing this and say that my budget is $2 million right now. And I'm not going to put anything on the station that I didn't have before. So like I can design the stuff around how I want it to look, but when I send it to space today, I'm not going to put anything on the station that I didn't have before. So, okay, let's start with a structural piece to keep things together. Probably this like the central piece to keep things together. Let's go to the USI tab, and undefined seems to be the place to find a lot of things. I'm going to use all the new parts are this Tundra parts. These Tundra parts are the new parts. Actually, you know, this is probably going to have all the pieces facing this way, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to build this in the... I think I should build this in the VAB. Because I don't want to have to rotate every part. I'm not going to rotate every part. Let's build it in the VAB so I don't have to deal with that. It's going to make all the... If it's going to make all the parts go sideways, I'm going to have to... No, I don't want to deal with that. Although I probably... To be fair, I probably have to rotate parts anyway. I don't think it matters. Whatever. We'll go to the VAB. I don't think it matters. Okay. We are still using TAC life support. I'm actually bouncing around between whether or not I want to use USI life support or TAC. I've actually restarted this fresh save file 4 times already. So this is my 4th, and I might restart it again. If I decide to change, and restarting the save file doesn't mean I lose the craft. I preserve all the craft. So building the station today, that's gonna happen anyway. But if I change life support, if I decide I'm gonna go with USI instead, because a lot of the parts, well, you'll see. A lot of the parts have functionality that really only works with USI life support now. Doesn't really work with TAC anymore, because TAC's not really updated for it yet. So part of me feels like just going with USI life support. And if I do that, then I'm going to have to, restart the save again, because I am not ever going to delete a mod out of the save file. If I have it, I have it. If I'm going to add more to it, that's fine. Add more to the save file, that's fine. But once I have it in there in a save file, I'm not removing it. So, okay, so let's try. Let's do the same hub. So this is the same hub we had before, but the hub we had before looked a little bit more like, looked a little bit closer to something like this, right? But it looked a little bit closer to this, but it had like this sort of like grate around it, right? This little like, I don't know, a whole bunch of iron bars, this grating around it. And it's been reskinned. Now, that particular piece that I was using before was a USI piece. And now the USI piece looks like this. So this is the MKS Tundra. The new Tundra pieces. Okay, sounds good. All my windows are looking good. What do I want for visible buttons here? I don't need RCS build aid, build resources display. I don't really think I need any of this stuff, actually. USI colony? Good would that actually do me to see that? Body name, geology. Okay, so that doesn't really help me, actually, so never mind. We'll leave that alone. Okay, so this centerpiece, I'm going to start by doing things that are similar to the station the way they were before, and then we'll deviate if we have to. So the centerpiece was here, and then we had, on this side was a Kerbitat, over here was a zoology bay, right here was the Pioneer module, and back here was like a structural piece, I think, with an inflatable storage tank, and then another hub, and then the cyclotrons. And then down here, we had batteries, we had what did we have? We had batteries. We had the monopropellant tanks, which I might alter how that works anyway. Then we had a container for resources like chemicals and stuff. Then we had all of our different, places to hold our material kits, places to hold specialized parts, fertilizer, which actually did nothing before. Go figure. It was being used, but it wasn't doing anything because fertilizer is USI life support. What I needed was organics, so I'm going to have a tank for organics now. And yeah, so I think everything's going to be fine here. So what I'm going to do is just start building things out, I guess, the way it was before, and then we can deviate. There's also like other new buildings that other new modules. I have no idea what to do with them. The medical bay. Is this USI life support? Probably. And that's like what I'm saying is like, it says life support module equipped with the Thunder Aerospace Corporation TAC life support system. It says it's equipped with TAC life support, but what does it do, right? When mishaps befall your Kerbals or when Kerbals become homesick, simply transfer them to the medical bay, and any scientist on your crew can help them become happy and healthy again. Only works with Kerbals inside of the module, consumes colony supplies. Includes medical facilities for 12 Kerbals. Okay, that sounds great, but how does that help me? Like, they're not going to become homesick on this station, so I would probably do this on a different station, because this is going to be orbiting Kerbin anyway. But like, how does that help me with TAC life support? Does anyone know? Because I feel like that's like a new mechanic that I have never been introduced to before. So, TAC now uses fertilizer? Really? Well, Jacob, thank you. Okay, I disagree with you, but thank you. All right, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the Kerbitat, because the Kerbitat has benefits that I can read from. And again, I do have to visit the wiki, so do not take this stream as like me teaching you how to do this stuff. This is me just rebuilding my station and then maybe learning for it later. But I'm pretty sure that the homesickness is just USI, which I kind of like that, right? I kind of like this whole Kerbals get homesick and they don't perform well, and you have to, like, that's really unique. And so part of me wants to use the USI life support purely because of there's these new things that I kind of like, and I don't think TAC life support does them. Plus it makes these parts useful, right? And it's just super interesting. All right, so what I'm going to do here, we've got the Tundra Kerbitat, good. Now I had the agricultural module on the side. So the really cool thing about these Tundra units is they attach themselves with their own adapters, right? They have their own adapters to them. So like, watch how this piece, like, see how it comes to it's a flat piece, right? So if I put it here, if I put it like that, right, it attaches, but it's like, it doesn't look good, right? I could put it like this, and then it kind of gives me one of these little attachments and sticks it to a flat edge, which like, obviously doesn't look good. But if you attach it right, you get like this nice sort of adapter, right? So you don't need adapters on top of adapters. But the really cool part is adapters that look exactly like these two are available for you to use on parts that are not Tundra. So we'll look at that too. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to use this one. Now there's two ways I can attach this. This is kind of why I wanted to use the spaceplane hanger, but we'll just move it over like this. There's multiple ways to attach this one too. If I attach it flat in like this, then it kind of looks like it's all one unit, right? It kind of has this, let's see if I can drag this over like this. It kind of looks like this is all one attached piece. I don't like that. I mean, I can see why some people would like it because it's like, it looks pretty clean, but I don't personally like it. I like it looking modular. I like it looking like I brought it up to the station and docked it. I'm not going to use any docking ports on this. It's going to save parts, but also because like the whole idea was to make it stable and all that kind of stuff, right? And we're rebuilding the station, so we might as well do things as efficiently as possible for frame rates and things like that in the series. So I was at one point, I asked you guys if I could weld it, and you guys were like overwhelmingly positive on welding the station together. Well, another way to weld the station together is to not use any docking ports. So for the parts that I already had done, no docking ports. For the parts where I have to add things still, because I haven't yet added them to the station in the regular series, we'll put docking ports in those locations so that I can bring stuff up and dock them in that way. So there will be some docking ports, but not on the stuff we've already done. So this looks cool, but I like the way, like I said, I like it looking modular. So I'm actually going to pull this out and get it as far away as I can, but still connect it. And then you get these two little adapters that show up. And I like the way that looks much better, personally. It's personal opinion, but I like that much better. All right, the part where I'm not going to do it like this, though, is with the Habitation ring. And the Habitation ring has been changed, and it looks really cool. So I'm going to take the Habitation ring, and I'm going to put that right here. Now, I could set it up like that, but so it gets the adapter. But again, now you're getting into, if I move this over, you can see how the adapter kind of doesn't look that good. So for this one, I'm actually going to tuck it right inside like that. Connect it right up to it like that. Now I have to figure out how to. This is why I kind of wanted to use the spaceplane hanger, but I'm all right. We'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. We'll see. Maybe we won't be fine. I mean, I haven't done much. I can still go to the spaceplane hanger. Moving around might be a problem here. We'll see. We'll just keep going for now. I can always save the craft and then load this craft in the spaceplane hanger. So. But this Habitation ring is sweet. If I deploy this, look at this. It's so huge now. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and then just, that's awesome. That's our Habitation ring. I like it very much. And this will spin, too. They have a set way that they spin. I'm not sure if I'm going to have them spinning the same direction. I guess we'll see. I don't have any way of really telling which way they're going to spin. But here's the thing, though. Another reason why I think USI might be better is a lot of these modules have configurations that only work with USI. This one has a recycler built into it, right? I can't change it to a different configuration because it only really works as a recycler with TAC Life support. Here's the agroponics module. I can change this one. There's a whole bunch of stuff I can do here. I can do agroponics, or I can have it be cultivating, which again, I don't really know what that's doing. I need to read up on that. But there's two different modes. There's Cultivate S and Cultivate D. Then there's Agriculture S, Agriculture D. I don't know. And there's two active bays. So the agriculture module is actually doing two different things, and you can choose what you want it to do in each of the different bays. So, okay. We'll look at that. I know I need it for life support, but the station should have, when we're all done designing this, it should have capacity to hold 40 Kerbals with enough life support stuff at full capacity, enough life support stuff for those 40 Kerbals. If there's all 40 on there, should be able to survive. I think it was 120 days. So at full capacity for it, 40 Kerbals should be able to last for 120 days on the station. So let's try to, okay, at the end of this, the end of the life support thing, there was a cupola module on each side. So let's put, I think it's in command pods. I think it's this one. It's this cupola module. Let's get it to be rotated the right way. There we go. Nope, I need to rotate it again. Let's, like that. Yep, door faces down. Okay, so that is, yep, that's just like that. Now this cupola module no longer has the doors on there. Oh, okay. So another reason, right, this is another thing too. I no longer have Ven stock revamp installed. Sad face, but I'm gonna try to simplify things a bit for stability purposes. I no longer have Ven stock revamp installed. So a lot of the skins that I had on the different parts, they don't look the same as they did before, but I think it'll be okay. And it also gives us an added benefit because things like this that are stock alike in the kind of how they do things, they'll kind of mesh and go with the other parts. So I guess that'll be fine. Okay, so that's one side. The other side had the zoology bay from Station Science. So let's grab the zoology bay. And it's way over there because, yeah, okay, here we go. So zoology bay had the window on this side before. Yeah, there was an empty space right here on this way, pointing this way. And that's where I put a docking port. And then I also had the place where you dock the kibble, the extra food. I'm going to change that design slightly here. Because I don't like the windows being up and down. I feel like the Kerbals would want to face the planet and get a good view of Kerbin sometimes. So purely for that reason, because I'm looking out for my Kerbals, purely for that reason, I'm going to tilt it to where the door is facing up, like this. So the windows face to the side, and then that empty space will be on the bottom. And then we're going to load it. We're going to load the kibble. Or maybe I should do it the other way. Might be easier to load the kibble on the top, actually. I'm actually kind of thinking it'll be easier to load the kibble on the top. So I'm going to do that. But here's where this comes in, right? This little adapter, right? This little port where it's like, it doesn't really look good that way, and it doesn't really look good that way because you can see this flat edge. I don't really like that. So you can use those adapters that look just like this. Inside USI, right here. Tundra adapter. And you just stick that right there. And now it's going to look exactly the same. I mean, obviously this doesn't look the same as this, but it's the same adapter. You get it. It looks nice. Okay, cool. And then there's even a way to go to this size if you need to too, because there's also this adapter, which slaps on right there. And we're going to be using both of these adapters a lot, so it's going to be great. Probably. I think we will. Okay, so Kerbitat. The Kerbitat is a life support processing center. Also provides a place for them to relax and chill, but it takes wastewater, and carbon dioxide and gives us back, not 100% efficiency, but it gives us back food, water, and oxygen, or breathable air is what it says oxygen, but it really should be breathable air. Okay, and then we're gonna take the same thing, it's on this side, and put it on this side. I don't think I need that, but since I had it in the old station, I'm gonna do it this time too. So, copy this, switch it around, and then flip it around and put it there. Now, we're gonna need to, I think, move this over a bit. Zoom in a bit. Let's get that adapter again. Get that adapter again. Like that. And like that. Perfect. So now it looks pretty modular. It looks like we brought it up there and docked it up together. Which is kind of what I'm going for here. Yeah, that looks pretty equal. I don't know whether or not these things are going to spin the same way, but if they spin different directions, I suppose that kind of makes it interesting, right? If they spin different directions. I do not have connected living spaces. I'm reading some of the comments. I do read comments sometimes, I admit. I talk a lot, but I do sometimes read comments. Elias tinfoil hat danger. I do not have connected living spaces. I'm not entirely sure why I would need it. I am trying to, like I said, I'm trying to simplify the series a little bit with mods. I don't want the instability, but if connected living spaces gives me a functionality that I either can't get any other way, or it's something that benefits me, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. If it's beneficial to me and it's something I'm going to use and go, wow, it'd be really nice if I had that going for me right now, then I'll look to add it. But if it's just like, you can move your Kerbals from one place to another easier. Okay, well, that's nice. Is it worth adding more code to the game? I don't think so. But all right. Anyway, so here's this. I'm gonna go ahead and just, yeah, I'll leave them out. Why not? They look cool. I'll leave them out. These do animate later on. So, okay. So the next thing I guess I'm gonna do is the science. So at the top here, I don't know if I can actually, if I can lock it right to the edge, this might be nice, but we'll see how this goes. The science. That would be in the science tab, yep. And then, I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Yes, it's this one. Okay, that doesn't look very good. So we can either use an adapter. I think I'm gonna have to use an adapter. I kind of wanted to just have it be right there, flat. Which there is another centerpiece we could use, but I think it'll be fine to just kind of do this. Whoops. Like that, of course. And like this, and like this. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, that works. There should be a space here. Yep, there is. Good. That space is where the probe and the mech-jeb unit and the other stuff goes. Now, I don't have that probe. I don't remember what mod adds it, but it appears like... I thought it was a rover-type mod. I thought it was from, like... I thought it was, like, the Malmut rover. It might have been... No, I think it was actually the other rover mod I had. Not Malmut. It's the other one that's from the same developer. It's still from Rover Dude. I'll have to add that in because Caribou, that's what it was called. I think it was from the Caribou, and I don't have that one installed, so I need to go get that. But it has the probe that I wanted to put on the back here. It's got a built-in antenna to it. It's nice. Kind of messes up directions and stuff, but it's nice. But okay, so on the top of this, we had the docking port for the experiments that the station does, right? So let's see, that was... I guess I'll probably use this adapter again because it works really well. And then do I do another one or do I just put the docking port directly on the top? I guess it depends on how big of a docking port I want. If I want... am I going to use that special one again? This little... I think it was this one. The special docking port? Or do I just use a regular one? I kind of liked this one. Is it the only one I have now? No, actually, it wasn't that one. It was this one, I think. Yeah, it was this one. And then this other one went with it, like that. But it doesn't actually mount like this. It mounted like 90 degrees from this. It mounted like that, which I thought was kind of weird. I don't know. I like the low profileness of it, but I think for the sake of, you know, keeping things simple, or I could try a shielded one. That might be kind of cool. Huh? That actually looks pretty legit. And then we can open it up and dock things to it. Hey, I kind of like that. All right, we'll do that. I'm gonna use that, but let's rotate it to where the little antenna thing is on the back, like that. We'll open it up like that. Okay. So connected to this then is I think it's a regular old Clampatron. I don't think it's a junior. Let's test that theory. Pretty sure it's just a regular old, like this. Yeah, it's just the regular one. Oh, I can't actually attach it. Well, that's interesting. I still want to use it, but if it won't actually attach to docking ports... Oh, come on now. Alright, you. I gotta imagine it would still work though, right? Once we get into space, it'll still work though, right? Oh, for the purposes of designing though, I need to be able to attach that, so let's put this one there. And then we'll put another one there. And then the module that has the science on it will go... I think we use K and K parts for that. It's planetary base systems, this modular corridor. And there was 3 of them. Like this. Yep. And then we put the station science stuff on the sides of that. So it would be prograde quarks, retrograde quarks, and eccentric quarks. And then it was the bioactivity. I mean, it doesn't really matter which order I put these in, but I'm gonna do it the same. I'm not even entirely sure if this was the same. But that's what we had before, right? And then one of those Caribou probes was attached to the back of this, along with a battery supply and stuff on the back and all that stuff. But I don't think that's necessary because we're gonna have our arm, not the arm, but the tug. We're gonna have our space tug. Can I still load the space tug? Let's name this. What do we want to name this? I'm just gonna say I'm gonna say the P.I.S.S. Let's go Redux. I don't know, because it sounds cool. We'll save it as P.I.S.S. Redux. Okay, so do I have The tug still? I think I actually built that in the spaceplane hangar, but if it still loads, grabber drone, the hauler MK1, that might have been it. I think I actually called it tug though. I thought I actually called it a tug. A little science thing, yeah. Maybe I built it in the VAB then. Let's see. Most of my VAB stuff doesn't work, so. Cargo space tug, that's what it's called. Okay, so it'll still load, perfect. So we'll load that too. Okay, so there's that. That's good. Now the harder part is all of this stuff down here. So what order we want to put this stuff in, that's the hard part. Let's grab the adapter again. Do we do batteries first? Maybe we do like the really big batteries this time. I'm only at 156,000 right now. Most of the cost is in the supplies. It's not actually in the station. Plus, then the cost was also getting it up to space. So there's a lot of that. Which we're not going to have those costs this time. So that's actually pretty good. So I'm gonna use. I'm in the wrong section, aren't I? I'm in science. I need to be in power. Electrical. I think I'm gonna use these 6Ks. Oh, they're not even big enough. I would have liked to have used. Oh, here's the 12Ks. Okay, that's what I was looking at. There we go. I think I'm gonna use 2 of the 12Ks. That should pretty much do it. I like that. They look really cool. I like these little readouts. Actually, I'm kind of thinking we rotate this. Always the wrong way. There we go. That way we can have like one screen have one readout and one screen has the other. I kind of like that. That's cool. Okay, so we'll use these two 12Ks. That's power. We had monopropellant supply. So let's grab the tanks, and we want to do the one that fits this form factor. I think it's that one. This is a little bit too big, so we'll use 2 of these. Yep. And then not sure what to do after that. I don't really want to use the same containers as before because it looked a little funny. So maybe I'll substitute the supply with another one of those white tanks. So if I go to USI, I think it's undefined. Yeah. Some of these tanks are massive, like the 5 meter, it's ridiculous. We're gonna use, I think, 2.5 though. Or not, maybe we use 3.75. If we do that, then I need the adapter, which is not a big deal. So if I take, where's the adapter? Oh, there's the Caribou radial probe. Oh, I have it, okay. Sweet. Wonder why it's in here instead of being in the probe section. Don't know. That's what I was looking for though, this little probe here. It's kind of nice. And then I move this up into the black area actually. Then we can take a mech jeb unit module, stick it right here, and then it's almost like the mech jeb is wired into the Caribou probe, which I kind of liked that too. Of course, the Caribou probe's antenna doesn't have that big of a range. I feel like it's really small. USI, undefined. What's the range on this thing? It's not telling me. 3 kilometers. Yeah, so pretty pathetically small range. But we can always put another antenna in there. So go to communications. Let's put in the 32 would be cool. It is a big absolute space station after all. We wouldn't want it to lose contact with things just because they're a tiny bit farther away than we want. Where do we put this though? I don't want to put it anywhere near up here where it's going to be docked to. Maybe I stick it in here. If I stick it maybe like down here, and then we could always rotate it. Let's see what that looks like when it's extended. That's what she said. Elias was gonna do it. If I didn't do it, Elias was gonna do it. So I needed to do it. I think maybe it looked okay there. I'm not sure I necessarily like that placement. If I get it closer to the base, I think it's probably good. And then maybe this way. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Let's sink it in there a little bit so it doesn't like, so it doesn't look like it's look like it's floating in midair or anything. Just kind of sink it down in there like that. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So, also to the battery question, because I know you guys are, somebody's talking about redundancy in battery power. These two 12Ks, this is 24,000 charge, but let's say for some example, for whatever reason, something happens and we're disconnected from these. Well, all of these modules that come with Tundra, this one, and this one, and I think these ones here too, they all have their own internal batteries as well. So we'll have some power. There's a total right now of 30,000 electric charge on the station, and there's only 24 right here. So there's another 6K spread out in the other areas of the station too. So there's that. And we're gonna use it. We're gonna need all of the power. All of the power. Okay, so let's grab an adapter. Let's go USI, not utility, structural. Oh, I think I have to do undefined for everything, because I think almost all the parts I want to use are in the undefined section. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, so we're gonna have several of these tanks, and I'm kind of thinking I don't want to do it quite so like long like it was before, how it kind of just stretched all the way down like this. I don't know if I necessarily like that. But the cool part is we don't have that other container tank to keep material kits in, so we don't have to worry about it being quite so long this time. I'm replacing that long one that we had before with just this one right here, because it holds a lot of material kits. It'll hold 15,000, looks like. Oh yeah, here's another thing. There's new resources now. Now there's silicon and silicates. Like, what do I even do with those? I don't know, I haven't looked it up. I'm sure somebody in the comments knows, but I have not looked that up yet. Material kits, there we go. So 15,000 material kits can go in there. So there was 3 tanks for material kits, I think. There was a total of 45,000 capacity, I think, but we didn't have that many on board the station. We had like something like that, I think. So maybe I'll just fill these 2 tanks up and leave this one empty. It's probably appropriate. Yeah. So there's that. Now, I kind of need to have support for holding the other stuff, right? I need, what do I need? I need substrates for the converters, I think. Funny, Phoenix, funny. That's really funny. She's hilarious, isn't she, folks? She's funny, yeah. Just go ahead and hit the like button. If you think I'm talking to myself with no viewers. I don't really have that many viewers. I see 77 on my thing right now. That's more than I normally get. I wish this many people would show up to watch me stream Skyrim. Just kidding. I don't expect that. In fact, I'm not even entirely sure I'm going to be streaming Skyrim anymore, because it just doesn't quite muster up the support that the time commitment needs. So if I have to substitute that and put more KSP in, it looks to me like that would be something favorable for the viewers. So, all right, so let's do material kits, and then I think I'm gonna actually do another one of these hubs. Maybe I'll do one of these, do this one. Thing is, I need that to look good. So maybe we'll do like this. Yeah, and then we'll do another one of those hubs. Is this how I want to do that? I think this is how I want to do that. And then we'll do another, yeah, we'll do some more of these little adapters. Yeah, I think this is how we need, I think I got it. Hit this like this. Whoops, wrong way. There we go. This, and then around like that. Okay. I did this the long way. I definitely did this the long way, because now I need to do this again. But, oh well, whatever. When in doubt, folks, if you have to repeat your steps multiple times, do it all completely done once, and then copy the whole thing you did, instead of having to do every piece every time. Okay, so, and we're going to practice what we preach on this too. So, we got 4 adapters this way, kind of like this. Let's take those same tanks we had. So rather than doing 8 tanks all the way down like we did before, we'll do these 3, and then we'll do 2 on each side here. That makes 8 plus these 3, it's 11. I needed to add 2 more tanks to the station before, so technically I'm getting an extra tank now, but I think it's fine. It'll be fine. Because I'm also losing another module that I can't put on now, so. So this container tank, what's gonna be in this? I think specialized parts. Specialized parts. If I ever get to it. There's a lot of things here. Here we go. Fill that. We had 1 full, 1 empty, but it's probably fine. So we'll do that. And then let's take this, swing it around. No, I'm not done messing with it yet, because I also need to put the adapter back on the other side. Yeah, I need to do the adapter on the other side. Where's the adapter? Where's the adapter? Where'd the adapter go? There it is. There. Now I'm gonna put a docking port on this. So we'll get the coupling. And then Clampatron Senior. Is that how I want that? Handle down, I guess so. I don't have the little light on there anymore. I forgot what mod that is, but I don't have it, so I'm gonna have to go search for that. Oh, I don't need to do that because we're gonna do this whole thing now. So take this and go like this. Whoops. Oh, whatever, we'll just grab it and do it again. Okay, so that's how that will go. I think that's good. Now I had another module for like chemicals, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pay double whatever they cost instead of shipping them up, because I kind of want to design this to where I don't have to deal with another docking port. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give myself the chemicals and then just pay like double what they cost, because it would probably cost double what they cost to send them up. So let's grab, where would I get that even? What do I want to use for that? I have an idea of what I want to use for it, but I'm not sure where it's found. Doesn't appear to be in the USI menu. Let's go to miscellaneous. Adapter, no. I guess it could be in fuel tanks. So many fuel tanks. Doesn't appear to be in fuel tanks though. So I'm looking for something specific. I have something in mind here. Maybe it's in utility. That's where the life support stuff is. Life support has its own tab now. Super pumped about that. Where would I find this? I've seen him before. I'm just not sure. Oh, wait, here it is. No, not quite, but we're on the right track. I know I'm in the right section, though. There it is. Caribou cargo tanks. I'm going to put 8 of these around the edge here. Like that, I think. Yeah, and then maybe sink them in just a little bit so that they kind of match. Like, kind of like that. Okay, and each one of these is going to have chemicals in there. Here we go. I'll do it like that. That'll be fair. Okay, so chemical tanks are in there. That's good. Now I can actually manufacture things if I need to, which is good. Okay, so we're not going to do specialized parts in all of these. They're going to have something different in all of these. So this one is going to have machinery. And we'll do like 12K on that. And yeah, machinery, and we'll go like 6K on that one. So we have specialized parts in this one. Let's go with recyclables, I guess. We're going to need that, I think. I'll give myself a little bit, but I'm not going to give myself a lot. So this tank is empty, and this tank is barely full. And then that's specialized parts. What's the front one going to be? Maybe I'll make this one specialized parts, because it's going to face the manufacturing end of the base, so I'll leave that one. So what's this one going to have? Something for this base that helps this base. I wanted to say substrates, but I'm kind of thinking organics. Yeah, I think we're going to store organics on this side. I'm going to fill that one up, and then this one's going to have like barely any. There. Okay, so that's parts done. We got material kits, specialized parts, machinery, organics, and recyclables. Should be a good start to the space, I think. So on the bottom of this, now the reason why these docking ports are here is because this is where the fuel supply for the base is going to be, right? So this station serves as like an all-in-one depot, right? We're going to have life support, we're going to have hospitality. There's like room for 40 Kerbals on board, and they can survive for. They should be able to survive for a long time. Let me see what Kerbal capacity we're at right now. What's our current capacity? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So there's a lot left to go, but that's okay. We have more modules to go to. Okay, so 24. The Pioneer module, I think we'll do that next for now. So the Pioneer module is the next thing I had before. And that is here. Nope, there. Pioneer and Logistics module. If I get this turned the right way, that would be swell. Is it turned the right way? Not yet, but it will be. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Pioneer module, that's cool. And on top of the Pioneer, or at the back of the Pioneer module, we had a structural element, like some structural stuff. So I think I'm gonna go with the multi-truss. Now Kerbals can travel through these, I think. Pretty sure. The only reason why I'm choosing this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can. So let's put a second one on that. Like that. That's probably good. Should I go one more? I don't think so. I think that's long enough. All right, so now we're gonna go and turn it on its side. Not that side, this side. Yep, and just kind of connect it to the side. I need it to cooperate, so. Come on now. Snap to grid. There you go. Is that how I want this? I think so. Yeah. I think that's how this goes. I could do it like that, but I think it looks better this way. Oh, there's several different, wow, several different ways it could go. So I can go there. One more in to there. I like this one better, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll flip it over. Go the other way. Yeah, that looks about like what we had. This side needs to be like that though. There we go. Okay, so then we're gonna do the adapter on the front side here. Is this big enough for the senior? Is that where the senior goes? Let's see. Where's the oh, you know what? Actually, this is not what we had. Hang on. This is not quite right. What we had was a hub here, because I had something docked to the bottom too. So one of these little hubs ought to do it. Yeah, That ought to do it. Now, put this here. Yep, that looks better. Actually, I kind of like that one now. It looks more sturdy. I just can't tell. I can't tell which one I like more, guys. Oh. Maybe. You know? Which one do we like more? I'm going to kind of go with this one. It'll also give me a little bit more length, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but it'll allow me to, I think, space things out a bit from the center, so I think we'll go with that. All right, let's move the station over a little bit so we can kind of get a better view of this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I need to get the front sides to have 4 regular Clampetrons. There's Clampetron Juniors on the tips, and then Seniors on the front and the tops and bottom. So the Seniors probably can just be smacked right on there. I don't think there's really anything I need to do for that, right? Yeah, it looks like it just works. So the Seniors will work just fine like that. Perfect. The front side Senior, however, I think is going to take a little bit more effort because it doesn't really look good. I don't know. Maybe it's all right. I'm kind of thinking it needs an adapter though. So let's put an adapter on this one. Getting close to my budget here. Getting close to my budget. Alright, I think that's probably better with the adapter, yeah. Plus it spaces it out a bit. I'm a little concerned about it being spaced out too much though, because some of the space planes that I put and dock to the station here, it might end up hitting this. But we'll play it by, we'll see. Man, that's a good point actually. Maybe I want to do an adapter on the back, on this bottom side too. It just looks so clean that way though. I'm gonna leave it for now. Well, there's no for now. I'm launching this into space at the end of this, so yeah, it's 5 o'clock. So, okay, so Clampetron docking ports. Now we actually have a couple of different versions now. There was the regular Clampetrons, which are cool, but USI colonization here has a different set of docking ports. Not the flex tube. There was some other ones. Hold on. I thought there was some other ones. I thought I saw like construction ports or something. I thought I saw something else. Yeah, right here. Construction ports. Do they look a little whiter? Like a little pasty, I guess. Slightly different skin to them. I think though that they provide a little bit of function in addition to the normal ones. They have a it says they can be compressed for construction, and they can also angle snap, which sounds interesting to me. So I might try that on these. These ones here I think are going to hold structures eventually. This one is going to hold a structure, I know that. This one I think is going to hold a structure. So I don't need the flexibility here, but this one is for docking ships. Like this is for docking things that are going to be undocked. So I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a structure here though. So let's use these flexible ones, if I'm reading this correctly and what they have as a feature. Let's put it on the furthest possible point away. And then this one I think I'm going to put it, yeah, I guess probably here. Maybe here. Yeah. I think that's good. Like that. That's good. Yeah, they look all right. So you dock to the station, you go through the tube, and you can just walk through this tube, out through here, and you're in the Pioneer module. And from there, you enter the rest of it, right? Everything, you can get through the whole rest of the station. The whole station is travel enabled. Everything can be traveled to by a Kerbal except the lower half. So everything above this point, basically, Kerbals can move between them. But everything below the central point, this is all like where the center mass, supply, fuel, resources, these are where all these stuff is stored. So that's not where Kerbals can move through. But I think that looks all right. I think I'm gonna provide some stability here though, because docking ships tend to be heavy, they tend to have some mass, and they tend to push these fragile things around. So I think even though we've got like Kerbal joint reinforcement and we have auto struts and things like that, I'm gonna add some struts because I think that's probably appropriate. I'm gonna add the heavy ones. Heavy struts. Right here. Connector heavy. Let's put some struts on this just to add some extra stability. So I'm gonna put like maybe there. All the way over to the end here. Yeah, and then same thing here. Just copy this. There. All the way out to the end here. There. That should provide some support. So now if a fairly heavy craft docks to this port, for example, right? It's not just gonna push this tube and break it off. It'll have to push against this module, which is pushing against everything. So it'll provide some extra stability. Maybe just to make sure. I don't really want to deal with this coming apart later, so let's just make sure and put struts here too. Like something like this. I think this is probably safe. But it doesn't actually make it safer from like other directional forces. So to help with that, if it comes from another direction, right? Maybe there's some slight downforce on it, right? So maybe we'll also go like this. I don't want to get in the way of the structure that I want to put here, but I think this will be okay. And then let's have this maybe come down to here. There. That ought to do it. Nice and stable for docking. Just auto strut. No, I'm gonna put struts. I don't know about this auto strut stuff. Plus, I know that Infernal Robotics is actually messed up with auto struts. Right now, if I do decide to use the beta, I need to turn auto strutting off because the beta, the Infernal Robotics doesn't work. The parts won't rotate and move because they're strutted, you know? So I'm gonna leave it like this. I like this. I think it's a good thing to have these struts here. It makes sense to strut this because there's gonna be ships pounding into it. Hopefully not very fast, but maybe a couple meters per second, and it could break it in half. So I'm gonna leave it there like that. Okay, so we've got that done. We got that done. Let's try to. Now these docking ports, like I said before, these docking ports are where all the fuel's gonna go. So I'm gonna just move this structure back in the center somewhere, like here-ish. Yeah, and like that. There we go. So anyway, yeah. So the fuel is gonna go here. So what I'm thinking is let's just use, I guess, one side for an example. We'll use this side. Let's flip it around, right? Something's gonna dock to this, right? I don't have it centered. I'd like it to be centered on my camera. There we go. Close enough. Something's gonna be docked to this, and it's gonna be the big fuel tanks. The really big ones. I'm talking L1, baby. Where is it? It's really, really far down here, right here. This one. No. L1. Oh, L2. That's what I wanted. Okay. Not talking L1 then. L2. Bam. That one. I need the other adapter to make this larger. So what I really need to do actually is like that. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, like that. These tanks are going to be on the outsides of these things. So eventually, when I ship these tanks up here, there's going to be 4 tanks, right? All the way around the outsides here. And each one of these is going to hold liquid fuel and oxidizer. So one of them is going to hold only liquid fuel. The other three, sorry, let me rephrase that. One of them will only hold liquid fuel. Two of them will hold liquid fuel and oxidizer, and one of them will hold monopropellant. And it will be sort of like this huge supply of stuff that ships can just go up there and dock to, and everything will be cool. To answer the question in the comments, no, there are L2s. There's L1, L2, M1, M2, S1, S2. So there's basically the large, the medium, and the small, and there's two variants for each of them. The L1 looks like this, which is kind of cool. You know, it's a bigger ball kind of thing, but I don't know. I don't like the look quite as much as I like these. It's more of an aesthetic preference. I don't think they hold anything different. Let's see. Liquid fuel only is 43,200, and liquid fuel only is 43,200. So it's the same. They weigh the same. Yeah, they're exactly the same in every way. It's just aesthetics. The only difference here, I think, would be that with the L1, I wouldn't need the adapter. Now you got me thinking. If he doesn't need the adapter, doesn't he save space and money? Yeah, he kind of does, doesn't he? I don't know. What do you guys think? Which tank looks better to you? You got L2 on the left, you got L1 on the right. It's a little bit more round. Right, it comes to the same point here. A little bit more round. But this side has a bigger, flatter edge. But the texturing is great, so it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look that bad, you know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just barely at my budget right now. I'm not gonna send it up there with the tanks though. The tanks I have to send manually. We did not have tanks at the end of. We did not have tanks at episode 84, so I'm not gonna have the tanks on there now. I have to send them up manually and dock them like I would normally have to, but this is sort of like the design process of rebuilding it, so I don't know. What do you guys think? L1 or L2? There's a couple of people saying L1s, a couple of people saying L2s. This is the internet. People have their opinions. Couple of L1s, couple of L2s, L1s, L1. All right, looks like a lot of people like L1s here. I mean, I'm okay with either one, I guess. Not having to use the adapter is kind of a cool thing. If I take this away, right, and then I take this and I flip it around, you know, it's not bad. I guess that's kind of cool. This one's a bit more football shaped. This one's a bit more round. You know, the half and half argument might actually be good. Can I do the textures? I can't change their textures. They don't work. Like, I'd love to change the color. But it won't let me. Like, they're stuck at yellow. I wanted to change it to where I could tell the difference between the tanks, so I would know it, like, instantaneously. I would know what goes in what tank. Maybe I'll do it with L1 and L2 is the difference. Maybe all of the L2s get liquid oxidizer, or get liquid fuel and oxidizer, and then the round ones will get liquid fuel only and monopropellant or something, like, just so I can kind of know the difference visually. Or there is a bigger tank, I think. There are bigger tanks. I just haven't unlocked them yet. There's also these half tanks. Right? These really weird half tanks. If I go like this, and then I can also, from here, basically this is like a half, so if I put these two together, it equals a whole, you know? But like, I'm not gonna do that, because that just looks weird. So, I don't know. I'm not sure which one to do. Either way, I mean, we can decide later, because either way, I'm not sending them up there with the tanks yet. But that's something to keep in mind. Like, I'm eventually going to have tanks all the way around this, and it's going to have all the fuel supply for docking ships and stuff, so it's nice. Okay, so that's where that's going to go. And the reason why I wanted to do that now is to make sure that the tank did not interfere with the habitat. And it doesn't. It's actually quite nice. It's pretty decent amount of space there, actually, so it's nice. Okay, so we'll continue downwards. Downwards is pretty easy from here. I need a structural element. So or a structural module here, just a piece of, what's this? That looks interesting. Never mind. Are these the bigger tanks? That looks interesting too. These container tanks, what do they hold? Ooh, I can change their color. Xenon gas, argon gas. Does this hold 1 million? That holds 1 million argon gas. Liquid fuel oxidizer. Xenon gas, carborundum, which is ridiculously expensive. Watch the price. See the price of the ship so far, or see the price of this station? If I fill this tank with carborundum, 401 million. It's so expensive. Carborundum is crazy expensive. Because it's so rare and then ridiculously efficient. Oh, water tanks. I need water tanks. Can we change textures? Oh, I want to change textures. It doesn't look like I can change the textures here. We need water tanks too, though. Maybe we'll slip a small water tank right here, and then proceed. I think I like that idea. Let's put a little, like a 2.5 meter. This little one here. We can make this be water. Come on. Where is it? Water, water, water. Not hydrates, so that's close though. I don't think I can put water in this. Nope. Alright, well we'll use one of the other ones then. I guess we'll use one of these container tanks. Not that big one though. It's a bit much. Could do that, but maybe a good idea to have a decent sized water tank. Make it white like this, or maybe just black. This kind of looks cool. The black tank's the water tank. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'll make it black for now. Kind of looks cool. We want it to be water, so there we go. And we'll put it to like maybe there. Almost full. Okay, so underneath this, we need that structural element, or that structural module. So we get, I guess, where is it? Inflatable storage. We'll deal with that in a second. All right. Where'd you go? Is it this one? It's super small. It's not that one. Must be stock then. Structural. Well, not stock, but at least in the stock menus anyway. Here we go. This little piece of structure right here. This little thingy. Or do I want this to be a solid tube? Because it doesn't really have any wiring. And before, when I had Venstock revamped, this had wiring and it looked really nice. But now it doesn't have wiring. So maybe not on this. Maybe we do something more solid that doesn't quite show as bad. Like, that's interesting. Oh, it's got windows. No, that's for crew. The beam, no, not gonna work. I mean, ideally, I just like a really, I like this. No, the other girder. I'd like that to have, actually, this kind of matches up with it. It's got a round edge, so it kind of matches with this beautifully, actually. All right, we'll just use this, and then 5 meters on that. Yep, and then the solar panel from there. And that'll be kind of it for the bottom here. So where's the solar panel? Electrical. I want the, where is it? It's one of those blankets. I don't think it's that one, the one I just had highlighted. I think it's a different one. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Let's put it to be like that. And then right on the money in the middle. See, it just looks like it's floating there, and I don't like that. I liked it better Venstock revamp where it actually looked like there was wires in it. That was really cool before. I'm actually kind of thinking I'm not going to use this now. It just doesn't quite look what I want. I could ultimately just put this here on the bottom of this tank, but I don't. I mean, I put the solar panel on the bottom of the water tank doesn't make any sense. To me, anyway, it doesn't. Oh, look at that! It says H2O on it. Oh, nice. That's cool. If only these other tanks would have labels on them, that'd be sweet. All right. I'm thinking. I still kind of want something structural, but I don't want. What about these interstages? Is this? No. I don't think I'm gonna be happy here. I think I'm just gonna have to deal with it looking weird. Because it's not gonna have what I want. I don't think. You should use the USI big storage tanks. I thought I was. Am I not using those already? What are these? These are giant. These are massive. These are, well, I mean, they're not the 5 meters, but they're huge. It wouldn't be fair if I used the 5 meters because I didn't send 5 meters up. I sent 3.75s up, so it wouldn't be fair if I used the 5s. Plus, I would go over my budget if I did some the 5s. The solar panel alone is like $25,000. Oh, I'm sorry, $80,000. How much was that? What? Is it really that expensive? I mean, it's a good solar panel. That's why I'm using it, because I don't need solar panels on the station. I need one solar panel, and that is it. Just one at the very bottom that rotates 360 degrees and it can see the sun no matter what. That seems to be the best option for me. Solar array wing saw. One moment, please, while I investigate what the hell this is. What are you? How do you even fit on a... What do you do? What? Whoa. Okay, hold on. What is this? Let's examine this for a moment. It says it's a wing. I mean, it kind of looks like a wing, but it moved in a really kind of a cool way when it yeah, so it tucks in, takes up really no profile, and then it extends itself out, opens up. That's kind of cool. You can only retract it. Oh, you can retract it anytime you want. That's cool. So it's not just inside the VAB. All right. We'll keep that one on. In our thoughts for future crafts. This one can only be retracted in the VAB but I'm okay with that because this one I think does more electricity than this, doesn't it? The wing does 60 per second, which is awesome. The one I'm using, the 500 blanket, does 500 per second. Yeah, it's way, way awesome. But it costs $60,000 for just the solar panel. Okay, so, God, what do I want to do here with this bottom piece? Maybe we'll come back to the bottom piece. Let's just put this here. We'll come back to it. We'll think about it. Come back to it. Final side is this side. And this side had a structural piece and an inflatable storage, which I think I held recyclables in that before, but we already have a recyclables tank, so we'll think of something else, I guess. But anyway, so let's grab the inflatable storage. They have two sizes now. I think they only had one size before. So we'll see what I want to use for that. Let's see. Now, if I'm going to switch to USI life support instead of TAC, because I haven't decided yet, but if I'm going to switch to that, then it might be better to put a medical bay here instead of the storage tank. So I'm kind of debating on just designing it around putting a medical bay here instead, because that would make more sense to me if I'm going to use USI. It does cost more than the storage tank though, right? So I have to compensate myself by reducing my money, but that's fine. 3.75 costs 21,000. The storage tank costs 10,000, so it's an additional $11,000. That's not that bad. It's pretty good. And I could put it like this. Yeah, you know, I mean, maybe I'll just organize it around a medical bay now instead. I might switch. And if I don't switch, then what good is this? What good is this, right? It says workshop efficiency 50%. What good is this unit if I don't use USI life support though? That's the question. It has, okay, ground workshop, 50% efficiency. It uses electric charge. It can scavenge, so can every other part. Power coupler, nothing. It has no benefit at all unless I use USI life support. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna put in the storage module that I wanna use instead. Wrong button? Yeah, of course it's the wrong button. It's always the wrong button. Always, like, if I can't figure it out, it's probably because I'm hitting the wrong button. Oh man, for those of you following the XCOM series, first off, thank you, because at least aside from Kerbal, that's by far my most fun I'm having in a game right now. But the episode coming out tomorrow, you don't want to miss that one. And the next one after that. It's freaking amazing. I'm pretty biased, but it's pretty amazing. What do I want to store in here? There's not a whole lot. Like, it doesn't really hold a whole lot. It doesn't hold hardly anything. I think it's kind of useless. So because the storage module is useless, maybe I just... Wait, what's the training bay for? Training Academy. Training Academy. Onboard testing facilities. A piece of paper with a pencil. To certify astronauts for more advanced tasks. Can be used to increase Kerbal levels without returning to KSC. Okay, well. A field training center for training your Kerbinauts. When training is conducted, attendees will gain experience based on the instructors present and the chosen field. Up to 1 star when used on Kerbin, 2 stars when used in orbit, 3 stars if training takes place landed on another planet or moon. That's actually pretty useful. And it doesn't sound like I need USI for that. This costs 13,600, so this cost like 3,000 bucks more than that useless storage module. I think we're gonna use this instead. Oh man, it's huge. Okay, hang on. Hang on, we'll get this oriented properly at some point. Is it this way? Always upside down, always. Yep, that's it. That's actually really useful. So now I can take the new recruits, right, and just send them up to the station, train them right there. You know, whoever's... I have to put your guys' names back into the game. I don't have the Kerbals actually named appropriately yet. 26 Kerbals. I have 26 names already, but don't worry. I have the original list. It's really convenient that I put it as comments on an actual video, like one video. I can go back to that video and now have the list. And I also have episode 80, so I can like see the names like directly there, so it's fine. Okay, so training center, that sounds cool. Now we need a structural element, but first we need the... There we go, need that. And then the structure part, which I'm gonna just kind of flip this around. There we go. Put the structural tube, here we go, multi-truss. Oh, wait, never mind, we don't need this. Oh, well, nah. Yeah. Or we just do one more outright and we can, You know what? I'm gonna put it in a little bit more. We'll see. Maybe I need it more because I need the Cyclotrons to clear these, which it looks like they're going to. This is bigger than it was before, so. All right, let's move this over. We're at 1.6 million. I need to do everything under 2 million. So, actually, these do not get included in the pricing. I don't actually have these. These are not here. This is just to make sure it works, but it's not. These are not actually here. So let's move this out of here. Actually, I'm gonna put that construction port here because that flexibility might be kind of cool. So let's move this off. Let's grab that docking port that had that construction or whatever. Back up right here. Construction port. Yeah, that looks cool. It's white too, so it's like it matches the rest of the body. Okay, so this is where our cyclotrons go. So let's grab structural. Where's the structural? Down here, down. Multi-hab? Again? Yeah. Multi-hub would work again, I think. Sure. We're gonna need the adapters. So we'll grab the adapters. There we go. And now the cyclotrons. So where are they? Right. That's the spectrometon, which I could put underneath here, like that. And then the cyclotrons are on the side. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Yep. And then right here. Yep. And then, just to keep with the authenticity of our project, I need to tilt this a little bit, because they weren't actually spot on before. So, okay, there we go. It might have been tilted the other way. I don't remember. It's gonna stay this way, but I don't remember. Okay, there's our cyclotrons. Now on the side, on the top here, we had another docking port. We had a docking port on the bottom too, but now that the cyclotron's there, I don't care, because I had already docked it before. So let's grab. I need something. Let's use an adapter and then a smaller docking port, because this is going to be my communications. This right here is where my antennas. It's basically going to be a big girder segment. I haven't brought it up yet, so I still need to do that in the series. But it's going to be like this girder segment that goes up, and it's got like big satellite dishes that point to like all over the place, the outer planets, and so this station should be able to communicate with like everything within communicable range, if you will. Which is kind of pointless if you think about it, because really all it needs is enough to reach the sun station, the Kerbal station, the station that's orbiting Kerbal. Really all it needs to do is reach that, because the Kerbal station is going around, can reach further away, but I think it's still important to reach it direct in case that station is on the other side of the sun. It's probably important to be able to reach things direct if I have to, so that's what this is for. So anyway, I think I'm going to put the adapter here. Nope, wrong one. This one. Yep, and then I'm going to design it with the docking port in mind, but do I want this? No, I don't want this. I don't want the rotating one. I want the one that's stable. I'm not entirely sure if this moved, but it said it had some movement to it, so in the description it kind of felt like it would move a little bit to help things dock to it. Kind of the way it made it sound, but okay, so there's this, and then it's gonna get flipped upside down. Yep, like that. And then how do I want to do this? I think what it looks like is, I haven't looked at this in forever, so I'm not entirely sure if I remember how this works, but I could just always design something that's similar to what I want, so I guess I can just design it from scratch, because there's not really a rule that says I have to do it the other way. So I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to try and just design it from scratch. Let's take one of these. Do I want one of these, or maybe I want this? I think I want this actually up here. So maybe we'll, no, because that'll look stupid if I do that. Let's not do that. Let's actually bring this down like this. Then we'll put, I'm thinking here. Now I'm outside the zone of I know what I'm gonna do. Now I'm in the zone of like actually trying to figure out what I want to do. Rockomax brand adapter. That's pretty big. This is huge. What is this? That part looks awesome, but I don't know what it is. Obviously, it's an adapter, but Rockomax skeletal XL structural adapter. Okay. I do want an adapter similar to that, but yeah, like that. That's kind of good. Now, is there a girder segment that goes with that, though? I don't know. This looks like it. Switchable part. Yeah, hollow. Yeah, I don't want there's no travel here. This isn't for traveling. This is straight up for hardware. So Kerbal shouldn't be able to move through this. I could try. It's not big enough. These are all really small. Maybe if I remove this, I use this instead. Kinda, but I kinda want it to be bigger. Like, I like the diameter of the solid edge or the round edge, but I want it to be, like, this is too small. Like, if I had one of these, but it was like the right diameters to fit on this, that'd be amazing. I'd really like that. But it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to win on that. What are you? What are you? No, thank you. What am I looking at here? When I should use construction ports, I don't. What do you mean? When should I use construction ports? Tell me. Because these are new things to me. I don't know these construction ports. So when should I use the construction ports, right? Is it purely for, you know, like what is it? What is the benefits to it, right? What is the benefits over the regular docking ports? Squeeze the Kerbals through pipes, hinge for escape pods. Hold on, let me read what you guys have. Or using them wrong. I don't know what RTFM means. I'm assuming it's an acronym for read the frickin' manual, probably. Construction ports are a mod that weld two pieces together. Use construction ports for the station, not SSTO dock. Okay. Just use construction ports to dock parts that will remain permanently on the P.I.S.S. Okay, so... I get it. I get what you're saying. So the construction ports... I think I understand. Okay, so I'm doing it... You're saying I'm doing it the opposite way then. So what you're saying is... I should be using these ports. Alright, hang on. Let's move these over. Oh. See, I didn't know there was much difference to them. I almost thought it was an aesthetic thing, but it kind of sounded like these construction ports were going to be like more flexible or something. Like they would angle snap and they would like move a little bit to help with docking, but maybe I just kind of misread that, I guess. I mean, I didn't misread the angle snap part. It definitely says angle snap in the description, but I have not read the manual, so I have not read all of the changes. I read some of them, but I haven't read all the changes, and docking ports were not one of the things I looked at. So what you're saying is I should be using... So using this port here is not a good idea. So if I use... Basically just replace all the docking ports I have. Is that what you're saying? So if I use this port here, that can undock easily. Use the construction ports for this thing. The construction port should be on this because this is going to be a structure eventually. So I should use... I never can see where it is. Where are ya? Here it is. Variants of the popular Clampatron docking ports that can be compressed for construction. Okay. And can angle snap. Compressed for construction. Maybe that's the thing, right? Compressed for construction is the part where it makes them... Okay, I think I understand what that is now. So what you're saying is I should use that for this and have it flip the right way. So then when I dock my manufacturing module here to start with manufacturing. When I dock that here, I can compress this, and essentially it sort of like combines the two ports together and welds the two pieces that are docked together. Was that what I'm understanding? That sounds good. VAB snap. Construction ports do undock. They do undock, but I can... If you click the construction ports, they disappear and the stations weld together. That's actually kind of cool. Okay, we'll try that. Thank you, guys. This is why doing this as a live stream is a really good idea. I knew it was going to be a good idea. I'm not sure I want this one to be construction yet. I'm not sure what I'm doing at the top here. I know there's another module I'm considering putting on here, but I'm not sure I should yet. So I'm going to leave that one as a normal docking port. I am 100% certain of what's going here, so I'm going to leave that as a construction port. And then these, I guess, I don't need to have be construction, so let's just grab regular ports here, I guess. And we're going to just go ahead and, whoops. Yep, like that. And like that. And like, oh, almost that. And like that. Ah, and on the ends here, we're supposed to have, I gotta find the right adapters. We're supposed to have this one? I think it's this one. Nope, I need a bigger one. That's too big. Too big again. Wow, where is it? Maybe it's this one. No, I need... No. Maybe it's this one. No, it's too big. There's an adapter here that goes from 1.25 meter to 0.65 meter, and that's what I'm looking for. I thought it was this one, and I still think it is, but for some reason it doesn't quite fit the way I thought. No, it definitely doesn't. Whoops. That's not what I... Why do you keep placing it inside it instead of snapping to it? Actually, that works. That works. Okay. And then I can put the docking port junior on this. Actually, I don't think this is the right size, but yeah, it is. I'm full of crap, guys. As most of you know, I'm full of crap. The ones that don't know, they just don't know me that well. Let's move this adapter over. There we go. Okay. So now we got the two small docking ports on the tips. So anything that's a really small craft. I can't zoom out anymore. I need to move the station over. So anything that can't... the little stuff, right? The little stuff can dock to the tips here. And then we've got these things here. And the little stuff... Kerbals don't go through them anyway, so this is mostly for like fuel, refueling, and things like that. We've got these things here like this. Got these two ports for ships to dock to, these two ports for ships to dock to, this port for a larger ship to dock to. This top piece here, I'm kind of undecided on where that's going to go, so I think for the time being, what I might do... Oh, I totally forgot about the tug. The tug, guys, the tug. This isn't long enough anymore for the tug to like dock here, so... I think this is going to be where the tug docks. I think I'm going to use this for the tug, right there. Okay, this solves that problem. And then this little piece needs to be moved over. All right, so the docking ports. This one here, Clampatron docking port, that's good. But these need to be construction ports because the fuel tanks are going to eventually go on this. That makes sense. So let's grab the construction ports for this. I read you loud and clear. I got you. I got you. Wrong way. There we go. Uh-huh. 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 There we go. Make sure they're all the right way. Pretty sure they are. Yep. yes, 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 and yes. Okay. Cool. Solved that problem. Is there anywhere else I messed that up? I don't think so. No. Although, actually, this might be... Yeah, this might be it, actually. No, go away. Thank you. This construction port can go here. Yep. And then there to there. Yeah, so eventually these two pieces are going to dock together, and this will be a permanent thing, so... Okay. Anywhere else I messed this up? I don't think so. I think I'm good. This is a regular port now, because things dock to this. Yep. And, oh, we need one more. I need a... right here. It'll be the same one, though. It'll be this one. And it goes right there. Probably can sink it in a little bit because it looks a little weird. Come on now. Well, I guess it'll just have to look that way. Yeah, it'll just have to look that way. And then what this is for... now... Now, if I make it a permanent thing, what I could also do instead... You know what? I'm gonna change the way this works. Because I am, you know, redoing the station, I have the ability to do that, so... Instead of doing that, how about we do a radial attachment point? Which would be here. Like this. Then, we'll stick that same K and K thing that I had. Which is what I was using anyway for this. Do I want it to go this way or this way? I don't want it to get in the way of the window. So I guess we'll go this way. Now, the kibble. We need the kibble. These kibble storages. Eventually, there it is. Nope. There we go. These kibble storage go like that. Do I want to go this way or do I want to go long ways? I can't decide. Kind of looks better this way, doesn't it? Kinda. I think it sort of does look better this way. And then we use the same K and K. And excuse me, I'm losing my voice now. Wow. These end caps here, we're gonna use these end caps to close it off like that. There we go. It kind of looks all right. What's not all right is my voice, apparently. Okay, this needs to get an adapter. Where's the adapter? Yep. Or we just put a docking port on it. Could just do that. Like that. That'll work for me. I'm good with that. Okay, so this is the final piece. And it's 5:51. We gotta wrap this up. This is the final piece. I don't have it done yet though, but essentially it's gonna be like this girder that comes up, right? And we put like a bunch of satellite dishes, and at the top of it will be, if I can get Infernal Robotics to work, the top of it will be sort of like this, one of those rotating discs from Infernal Robotics. They have like these rotating discs that you can use with servos. And I was going to put the telescope, the deep space telescope, put that on top of the rotating disc. And then the rotating disc actually is on top of a hinge. And then the hinge has the base. So basically what it would be is there'd be this base, right? There'd be the base here. Then the hinge would be on that, and the hinge rotates 90 degrees this way, right? And then it's on top of the disc, which can rotate it, right? So what you end up with is a trying to get in the camera here. What you end up with is a hinge that can rotate like this on top of a rotating disc, which can look all the way around, and then you have the telescope on top of that. So the telescope effectively can look 360 around your station, up and below, right? That's the idea. The telescope that can literally look anywhere it wants. Now I know what people are thinking, because they've already told me this. Why don't you just launch the telescope up by itself and just move it around with RCS and reaction wheels? Yeah, but I wanted it on the station. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. If I can't get Infernal Robotics to work and I don't have my servos and rotating discs and stuff, then, you know, then I'll just do it that way. You know, do it the old-fashioned way. And we'll keep it in an orbit that is really close to the station, kind of, like same orbital period, so that this telescope is like maybe near the station all the time or something. Or we'll just put it in a polar orbit and be done with it. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so that's that part. So, but that's not sent yet. That's not built yet. So I'm only putting things up at the space that are built. So the finale for this, I guess, instead of that, is this part, right? We need to get this silly thing up into orbit. And I'm way under budget. So technically I've paid too much for this already, but it's okay. I can actually increase the tanks. I can increase the supply in the tanks to increase the budget up to match 2 million, because that's about what I think it cost us to do it before. So I could do that and just kind of bump these up a little bit, you know, make it cost a little more. I don't know. I need to figure out what I'm going to do about this solar panel, and I think the solar panel really, I'm just going to have to suck it up. Just suck it up, buttercup kind of thing. And just kind of do with these trusses that have no wiring in them. I could use the structural tanks and stuff, but maybe I'll just use one of these. I could just do this, like this little short thing here. Like, you know, nobody's gonna see it, right? If I just kind of do something like that, trying to get it right in the middle of that unit. It's close. Right about there. Right? A little bit more this way. Yeah, pretty close. Okay, so something like that. I guess that'll be fine. I shouldn't be too picky about something like that. But that's the solar panel for the station. Wow, we are going to be... I'm not going to be talking for a long time after this. It's a good thing I got videos already queued up. All right, so I think we're in good shape. I think this is going to work. I think this will be fine. Got those on both sides. What's our Kerbal capacity right now? I don't think it's 40. I think we're under capacity, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Wait, did I lose count? I think I did. Let's go by segments. So 5, 10, Zoology Bay would be 14, Agricultural is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Hey, there we go. Got the 40. Okay, cool. And how long can they live? With max crew, they can live 158 days. Fantastic. Wait, no, with max crew it says they can live... Oh, you know what though? Oh, I missed one part. Good on ya. Glad I checked that actually. Life support. We have no food on board this vessel. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna put that right here. Kind of need life support on this. So let's grab. I think it's this one. Oh, come on. Come on now. Well, it is kind of this one. I can do it like this. So 2 of those, and then 1 of the waste ones. That should take care of our life support needs. 40 Kerbals can now last 142 days. Okay. You got 4 years worth of water. That's excessive. That's a bit excessive, don't you think? 4 years worth of water. I think we went a little bit overboard on the water here. Maybe we take this down a notch. Don't think we quite need that much water. Are we going to use water for anything else? I don't think so. I mean, we use water for the crops and stuff, but not that much water. Thinking... yeah, whatever. Like a surplus of water. Big deal. People have surpluses. I think we need an adapter on this, though. It looks a little weird. Let's go with... where is this? Come on now. This one? Yeah, right there. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, put that back on. You know what? Whatever. We have a surplus of water. Whatever. Okay. That's going to do it for this station rebuild. I think it looks pretty nice. I think it looks pretty nice. And it's exactly what we had up in space already. Of course, this part looks different, but it's the same supply. I think actually there's a bit more chemicals than we had before, but I can bump this up to get it to 2 million. There we go. Just a hair under 2 million. Let's go. Let's say like that. 1.988. Okay. So that's estimate roughly what I've spent on the station so far to get it up there and stuff. So, I mean, I've spent, like I said, 3.3 million, but I think a lot of that cost, a lot of that extra cost was the actual, like, you know, rockets and stuff to get the parts up to space. So, and I brought several of those parts up with an SSTO that I could recover, but I'm not entirely sure. I didn't record the recovery rates on the SSTOs, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this is probably fair. So, okay, should we get up to space now? This sounds like a good way to get it up there. See what it does. We have batteries, good. We have the solar panels, check. We have no reaction wheels. Okay, we need reaction wheels and RCS before we can do anything. That's important. So, how about we get the reaction wheels underneath the RCS? It's a little bit high, but it'll have to do. Let's grab 2 reaction wheels here and here. There we go. And then RCS, I'm thinking we probably go, we have all the monopropellant in here we need, yep. We don't have a lot. There's only about 700 here. But there will be a whole big tank right here, so ships will be able to refuel just fine. So let's get our RCS. Oh, we need lights too. Like, our station doesn't have any lights. Oh, we're gonna go past 6 o'clock, guys. We have to get lights on this thing. All right, so lights. Let's use these blisters for our RCS because they're super powerful. Or we don't because they also are ridiculously large and they'll cover up all of our stuff, so never mind. How about these? These look good. Let's put one on the sides of these. Yep, that works. Works for me. Put ones on the sides of these. Let's put one on top. Yeah, how about here? On top of this one, and on top of the one on the outside on this side. Whoops, come on. Come on now. Oh, I hit X way too many times. I didn't really just put that many ports on there, did I? Well, do these need to be sunk in any? Because I can't tell. A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, kind of like that. The other side too, probably. What about the ones on the Cyclotrons? Do we need to do that on those? No, they look like they fit pretty well, actually. Okay. So we got some on the outsides. That's good. That's where they can have the most influence. I'll probably do it for RCS. Because the reaction wheels will help too. So we got two on each side. We got one here and one. Stop it. It's starting to skip on me. We got one here and one there. One there and one there. We got one there, one there, one there, one there. So maybe we put. Want so many? Why are you putting so many on there? It's just silly. I could put it over here, but I don't think that's gonna do much. I guess we'll put it on the inside. Like, be like this. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay. And then maybe we'll put a couple down here below. We'll put the blisters down below because they're bigger. So we'll have like maybe 4. Like this, maybe. This is near the center of mass, so it's not really going to do much. I mean, I guess it'll help us in moving this around when we need to, so that'll be fine. Okay, I think that's good for RCS. Let's grab some lights, throw some lights on this thing, and then we'll get this thing into space. Actually, do I need any science stuff on this? I don't think so. I'm doing station science. I don't need any altimetry scan stuff. It might be nice to have a hard drive. How big does it, like how much space does it take up? We can always store things right in this module, so I'm not concerned about it. Okay, I think that's everything then. Let's get some lights. Where are the lights? Are they in electrical? Or do they move them somewhere? All these new categories. Electrical was always a category, but like they put new categories in, so I don't know if they moved the lights to some other category. It's not payload. It's not thermal. A utility? That makes sense. Yeah, here's some lights. Oh, we had some lights. Where are they? Right here. A few lights. Omni lights. We could put some Omni lights on here. Maybe, not entirely sure where they would go. Put just like next to some of these numbers, maybe. Put one there. I'd like to get the thing pretty well lit up, if possible. Just a way for Kerbals to find their way around, I guess. Next to the numbers. Maybe like a couple on this little rail here. Oh, come on. VAB, cooperate with me, will ya? It's not gonna cooperate. Oh, here we go. Like that. Maybe a couple like over by the docking ports, maybe. Oh, here we go. Oh, hang on. I don't want the symmetry mode anymore. Like this, maybe? A little bit like that. Oh, hang on. What did I just do? I did something. I clearly took something away. No, I couldn't have. It's right there. I must have just copied it then. Here we go. Like that. I could have changed their colors, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, now we need some spotlight kind of stuff to light the rest of the place up, and we should be kind of good here. Yeah, so let's get some spotlight kind of things. What do we have for that? It's not in the same area. It must be somewhere else. Here's some spotlights. You want the array? I like the enclosed lights. They're kind of cool, but I don't know. Spotlights are kind of cool too. This little array seems like it'd be pretty bright. We could kind of go do one of these numbers. Maybe have them. Oh, they're only going to go around one of these. Okay. Well, maybe we'll go. Actually, I wonder if I changed modes. No, not gonna matter. Because these tanks were not placed in symmetry, so that makes sense. Alright, we'll have to rotate them manually then. Got like a slight rotation on this, just to kind of give us some light up there. Like maybe down here we do the same thing. Kind of like that. Shine up at the station like that. That'd be kind of cool. Might be. How bright is this? Oh, it's nice. Yeah. Kind of like that. So I'm gonna keep that. Okay. 2 lights on there. I don't think I need 4. Then maybe we'll put like, I don't know, a couple lights. Put like maybe a couple of these weaker ones on the top here. So maybe we'll kind of stick them. Can I put you in symmetry? I can. Nice. And then maybe just kind of tip you down a little bit. Huh? How's that look? Ooh, light them up. Yeah. Light up the station. That's what I like to see. Okay. I think that's probably going to do it. I think that's nice. Should we launch? Should we get it up to space now? Let's just see. Let's bring this down to be about there. Yep. Let's grab some launch clamps. Save it first. Save. Grab some launch clamps. Don't need that many. 4 will do nicely. 3 would be fine, I think, but don't need that many. Let's just do 4. That'll keep things in place. Okay. Final checks here, but I don't think there's anything else I need to. I don't think there's anything I forgot. I'm gonna read you guys' comments really quick, see if I'm missing anything completely. And it's completely obvious. I don't think so. I think that's good. Okay, so let's launch. Let's just see what it takes. That's going to cost almost exactly $2 million. After the lights were added, it's almost exactly $2 million. I think the only reason it's over $2 million now is because of the launch clamps, and those are not coming with us. They're just there to keep it stable. So it does have an antenna. Yes, it does have an omnidirectional Communitron 32 on it. Eventually, it will have a whole bunch of dishes that point all over the place, but it doesn't have that yet because I didn't have that in my playthrough. But yeah, I'm launching it exactly like it is, exactly. I've already launched these. If you haven't seen the series yet, if you're like new to the channel, Conquering Kerbal Space Program. Oh, hello. That's actually wobbling all over the place. Okay, well, let's get it into space. Cheats, set orbit, go. Okay, we're in space. Now let's get it to be the right height, or the right height above the planet here. So first off, let's turn on the lights. Hello, lights. Oh, it's actually a little bit it's a bit sideways. I think we kind of need to get it to be facing the right orientation. Let's see if our reaction wheels in the middle here can do that for us. Looks like it's kind of getting on it. The hab modules are going opposite directions. It kind of looks cool. Have them go opposite directions like that. That's pretty sweet. Okay, reaction wheels have done their part. They're kind of moving us up, so kind of let them do their thing for a second. We need to set the semi-major axis. We need to set the semi-major axis. So, what is that going to be for our station? Is it like 12? 1.2 million? No, it can't be that high. It can't be that high. It's like 900K, I think. 900K is too far. Okay, 800K. 800K won't be far enough, I don't think. I think I need like 83. That's 230. I think that was about where we were, right? 230,000. Clems, I didn't cheat. Watch the series. I've already launched all this stuff into space and docked it all together. Like, I've done this already. This is a rebuild of the station. It's like, I have 84 videos of Kerbal Space Program on my channel. All of them lead up to the point of building a station. I think the last video for the station is like 64, episode 64 or something. I've done all this already. You want to see it built in real time with the old parts, not the new version of KSP, but the old parts, go watch the series. You'll see it built in real time, no cheating. I even had the thing wobbling all over the place. I dedicated an entire video to me using EVA struts to like strut all the pieces together because they wouldn't stably stay together. Come on, people. Come on. I opened the console with Alt F12, and you can set your orbit there inside the... It is in the cheats section, but you can set your orbit there. And that's how I got all the satellites to be where I wanted them to. I returned the satellites back to the way they were using, the cheat menu. And some people think you need hyperedit to actually move it into a specific spot. That's not true. This menu also, let's get this back. This orbit menu also lets you set your inclination, which is great, but your orbital period, ORBT, orbital angle, sorry. You can set your specific orbit spot, right? So, like right now I'm here. If I hit this again, I'll get moved to here, right? So I keep returning to this spot every time I hit set orbit. But if I move the orbit, let's say I do like 90 degrees. Oh, I'm sorry, not 90 degrees. It's not here. Hang on. It's I think it's the LAN actually. I might be wrong. There it is. Okay, sorry. So this LAN stat, right? 90 degrees from the 0. It's here. So if I set this to 180, I'll end up over here. And then 270, of course. All the way up to 360, which is actually just 0. So 0 would take you around. And then all the different angles in between. So I set my satellites up in a very similar way. I basically set to 0. Then I time accelerated until the next one was roughly the spot I would need it to be relative to 0. Then I hit it again, which put the second satellite at 0. Went around the planet until they were kind of angled to where I needed them to be relative to 0 again. And then the third satellite. And so I got them in the exact order that they need to be with exactly the same orbital period because they're at the exact same orbit, right? So that's sort of that way. Autostrut is your friend. That's true, except Autostrut did not exist. At least it might have as a mod, but it didn't exist in 1.1.3, and that's when I built the station the first time was in 1.1.3. The entire Conquering Kerbal Space Program series is in pre-1.2 because I couldn't actually move that save file very well to 1.2. There was too many mods. So anyway, station's in space now. It's lit up. It's not quite oriented properly, so let's get it up. Come on. Come on, reaction wheels. I don't really want to use the RCS. I don't need to. Let's get it up there. Come on. Come on now. You got this. What's fascinating to me is I'm able to control this. Oh, I'm able to control it because of local control. Do I have Kerbals on board? I must have Kerbals on board. I think I'm pointing the way I need to be pointing now. Yep, I am pointing the way I need to be pointing now. Let's get this into the sunlight. There we go. Yeah. There we go. All right. Shall we recover our electric charge now? We're almost out. Well, not almost out. Actually, it's actually got a long ways to go. We are using our electric charge, but when we get the facilities up and running and they start using the life support and stuff, then we'll start having that problem. But it says I have local control right now, but I don't think I had any Kerbals on board the craft, did I? Construction window, old GC resources, interesting. Lights auto, on, off, auto. It's kind of interesting. Not sure. Looks pretty cool though. Sun's shining on it. Let's get the solar panel out. Extend the mighty solar panel. The one single solar panel that I need for the station, and that's all I need is the one single panel. Let's get that out. Oh yes. There it is, the mighty solar panel. And it will just rotate itself towards the sun, and everything will be awesome. And I think these ports are supposed to be facing Kerbin, but I mean, they are eventually going to be they're going to face Kerbin no matter what, because it's, you know, it's a round planet and we're going around the planet. So eventually it will face Kerbin, and then this will be facing away and all that stuff. But that's why the solar panel's at the bottom, because it's a huge solar panel, does a ton of electric charge, and it can rotate 360 degrees so that it always faces the sun, provided of course this always points up. So like, this is the control point and it always points normal. As long as that's happening, as long as it's always pointing normal, that'll be cool. And EC is back up to full charge. All these different modules have their own electric charge in them too, so it's not just the batteries, they all have their own thing. Even the hub, even the little hubs, look at that. The hub has 100 charge. Each one of these little hubs have 100 charge in them, built into them. That's kind of cool. So there's a lot of power redundancy there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Turn the lights back on. There we go, guys. Our station has been rebuilt. I dig it. I can dig it, yeah. That's why it's on local control. Why is it? Why is it on local control? The main part doesn't have a module for remote tech. Wait, what? Doesn't have a module for remote tech. What do you mean? Is it? I turned, like, remote tech is what's running. Do I not? I don't think I have crew. I don't think I have crew on board. Otherwise, their faces should be showing up over here. But oh yeah, now they're lighting up. They just weren't lighting up before. Ports are totally lighting up now, though. Nice. I can change the color from here, right? No. Well, doesn't matter. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for joining me on this wonderful stream. It's been fun. Really appreciate it. I would appreciate it even more if you'd like the stream to give it a big like. Click the little button. You have no idea just how much one click does to help the channel. It's really great. Subscribe if you're not already. If you came here and went, oh look, cool, that's really great, and you know, it's somebody's streaming Kerbal I want to see, and you haven't seen the channel before, consider checking it out. The Conquering Kerbal Space Program series has been on a hiatus for a bit because of a hard drive crash that ultimately resulted in me having to rebuild everything. But I asked the community that's following the series. There's, I think, a few thousand people that have joined the channel for this series specifically. And I asked them, you know, do you want me to continue with 113, or do you want me to take this unfortunate but opportunistic time to, you know, rebuild everything in 122? It was much more efficient. I mean, the frame rates, you guys are seeing a 30 frames per second stream, but I'm getting 60 FPS here, easy. This is nice and smooth. So, and unanimously, this never happens on the internet. Unanimously, people said, rebuild everything in 122. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I did. That's what I'm in the middle of doing. So, but rebuilding it in 122 requires me to cheat things into space that I've already paid for, and I've already worked for, and I've already used skill and time and effort and planning time, you know, into putting into space. So that's why we edited this into space, because it's the same station we had before with a few corrections to account for missing parts, and also the fact that we're not using any, I don't know what the part count is on this. I can go back and check, but I want to say it's probably closer, like a little close to maybe 200 parts total. After the lights, it's probably close to like 200 parts. I am kind of debating not having the solar panel be hanging down the edge here, but just to have it kind of have it be like connected to the tank directly. But I don't know. It keeps it away from all the action. That's why I wanted it hanging down. I wanted to keep it away from all the action, no matter how big the craft is that I make here, because there's eventually going to be something right here that hangs down, the module here, and we're going to do some construction stuff to build ships in space. And I wanted the solar panel to be away from all of that, so that's why it's kind of hanging down a bit. But it can always face the sun, right? As we go around this solar panel can always face the sun, no matter where we are, so long as the top piece here is always, you know, facing up. So yeah, works out. But if you're not familiar with the series and you're wondering why didn't he launch this stuff in a rocket? Well, I have. You can check out that series. I don't have it linked in the description, but by the time this becomes video on demand, it will be in the description. You can also see it, I think, in one of the cards up in the top right corner. If you click that, I think there's a link to the series there too. If there's not, then I will put one there. But also just checking the channel. The homepage of the channel has featured playlists, and Conquering Kerbal Space Program is in the #1 slot, and it always will be. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate the feedback, appreciate everything. This station is not 800 to 900 parts. This station is maybe 200 parts, maybe. I'm gonna go back to the Space Center right now, actually. Do I wanna revert the flight? I might tweak a few things off stream, just like light positions and things like that. So I'm gonna revert the flight, but it's cool to just know that it works and everything is up in space and stuff. So that's cool. But I'll revert the flight back to the VAB. We'll see the part count and then we'll end the stream, because I think that'll be pretty cool. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's cool. I don't think I've had this many viewers on a live stream in quite some time. So KSP tends to do that. Tell us the part count. Fine. Part count is 159. That's it. And that's including the struts, and that's including these launch clamps too, I think. Yeah, if I take the launch clamps off, it's 155. So not that many parts. Way less than you thought it was, anyway. Because like all this USI stuff is all like, this is one part. This is one part. Like the whole midsection here is like 10 parts. So it's not that big anymore, you know? It was a lot more parts in the old version because the parts weren't quite so convenient, you know? Things weren't quite so convenient. And also we had lots of docking ports on everything before. So double the parts just because of the docking ports, you know? Every part you add is actually 3 parts because there's a docking port on each side of it. So this is it's a lot more compact. It's a lot more stable. The performance is way better. There's less strutting going on. There is auto strutting happening on this craft, I believe, but I wanted the reinforcements of these struts to make sure this happens. So anyway, so there you go, guys. Thanks for checking me out. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't seen the series, like I said, you can find it on the channel. It's right there. It's been a lot of fun. I'll catch you guys next time.